Hi, Pastor Josh here. A while ago, a good friend of mine designed me this pin. It's a very special pin to me, and I hope others too. I carry them around with me for moments of talking about love, life and faith. The pin simply says love wins, and when I share in one of these special moments, I like to give people these pins. Just a way of marking the moment for God, making it feel a little bit special. I think when people see others walking around town with these pins, they probably have a little bit of a chuckle to themselves because they know that those people had to put up with talking to me for a while. I want to share a story with you about a fond memory I have because of one of these pins, and maybe you'll find something of love, life and faith in that too. I was in my good friend Jark's cafe, and a lady from the laundromat came in with a man that she'd been talking to for over an hour. When she got in there, she said, "There's Pastor Josh." I felt really honoured because I'd never even met this lady before. Somehow, she had heard from someone else that I might be someone that could help, and I hoped to. The man looked like he was someone that was used to putting on a rough exterior, but immediately his presence felt intensely vulnerable and broken. Jark and I sat there and we talked with him, but mostly we just listened. He had no idea what was next for him. He'd lost his sense of purpose. Jark and I began to talk about the value of the good relationships in our lives, but he told us that he'd mucked all of those up. We went on to talk about forgiveness, and we even offered to be his friends or brothers. He was quite moved, and he began to cry. To help with his immediate need for food and shelter, I told him that we had some vouchers at the church, and we began to walk together up the main street and into the church grounds. The grounds had a real calming effect on him. He was really taken back by their beauty. When we arrived at the front of the church door, he just froze. He couldn't bring himself to come inside. He was trembling, absolutely trembling. I explained to him that the church was a place for all people and that it didn't matter what he thought or who he was, that he was welcome here. But he just couldn't do it. I said to him, "That's okay. Just wait outside the front of the church while I go and get you these vouchers." It took me about 15 minutes to get these vouchers. I even had to get my colleague out of a wake to get a key to a safe in the church and to get the vouchers back out to the man out the front of the church grounds. But when I got there, he was gone. I felt really bad. I'd missed out on this moment to help someone, and I'd shared in life and in faith with him. I looked for him up the main street and I walked back to Jark's cafe. When I got there, I asked Jark, "Have you seen him?" Jark said no, he hadn't, but he suggested something. He suggested that I try the train station. When I got to the train station, I noticed him almost straight away on a park bench, his head in his hands like this. It didn't take long for him to notice me either. He came up to me and he just said, "I feel so overwhelmed. I've got all these relationships I need to go and tend to. I need to make things right with so many people." I told him how glad I was to have found him, and I gave him the $100 worth of vouchers. He took them, but he hardly even seemed fazed. He said thank you. I said to him how genuine what Jark and I had said about being friends and brothers was. He also acknowledged that with a simple thanks. The time I'd spent with this man had been so special. So just as I was leaving, I said, "Wait a minute, just one more thing." I pulled out this pin, and I explained to him that it was a special pin, and that it was a way in which he could remember our conversation, a way in which he could remember the importance of building good relationships, and a way in which he could remember just how loved he was by God, and that love was going nowhere. The $100 had hardly fazed him at all. But the idea of this love thing, the idea that he was beloved, that was what he needed to hear. And that's what I encountered that day too.